Mama and baby chicks are out doing their foraging thing, scratching and pecking, freaking out when I walk by. Right, Mama? You guys are all full of spunk now. Jumping around and flying around and scratching. It's so exciting. July 23rd. Just a very brief update. We got some flowers showing up already on the holy basil. Stuff is growing like crazy. Smells and tastes fantastic. Been putting a little bit in with my food every night. Same with the sweet Thai and the large leaf. Tomatoes had a heavy feed the other night, 2 nights ago I think. Saw an immediate response yesterday. You can see that they're just growing like crazy right now. They're almost to the point where we can start training them over to the trellis, fence, whatever you want to call it. Came through last night with a mower and mowed these edges up a bit. Disturbed a little bit of my mulch, but you can see things are nice and moist under the mulch. And we actually finally got a little bit of a thunderstorm yesterday to help out a little bit. It wasn't a whole lot. It was about a 1/4 inch of rain. But I'll take a 1/4 inch over 0 inches any day. So that was good. So hopefully tomatoes will keep cranking and we'll be able to pull off some before the season ends here. Really wish I had gotten these started earlier this year, but it's just been a weird season for me, a weird year. And you can see this soil has been irrigated because it's still showing moisture this time of day after the thunderstorm. We'll go down and look at this other strip that I've tilled and haven't gotten back to planting yet. And you can see it's significantly drier in here. I mean, you still see a little bit of moisture, but it's pretty powdery. I don't know if I'm going to get any productive crops in here at this point, so I may just cover crop this with some buckwheat, and that'll give us a honey crop and some soil building and keep our soils covered and moist and keep biology alive. And I don't know what I'm going to do with these old tomato infrastructures. I may pull these down at the end of the season, but for now I left them because all these flowers, I think these are aster, and I figure it's something that the pollinators can work and get something out of it. Down here, I finally got back in here. I shaved this off. I gave it a little bit of irrigation the other night. Barely could make a dent in it in 3 hours of watering. But I'm trying to moisten it up a bit. I'm going to put some buckwheat in here and some sunflowers. And I might even put a late planting of bodacious sweet corn. I don't know if it'll make it or not, but I guess it's worth a shot. And either way, we'll use it to build soils. So there's that. And we'll just stop and visit my lady friends quick. Nice warm sunny day. Like I said, we had a thunderstorm last night. A little bit of rain that should help boost flowers and nectar production a bit, which should help these guys. I know they've been sort of struggling. I mean, we still have a lot of flowers around here, but things have been so dry, I doubt there's a lot of nectar to grab. So hopefully that will help. We got good activity on the landing boards. Good traffic in and out. So they're working, which is always nice. I see some bees going back in with pollen, so that's good. And of course this swarm number 2 hive is just cranking. Great traffic in and out. We'll take a quick look at the top bar hive and then we'll move on to the other blocks. So here we are at the top bar hive. Again, excellent traffic in and out. Lots of busy bees working hard. I don't know if this is another honeybee trying to come in and rob. Or if that was a wasp. I didn't get a good look at it. Anyway, they're doing well also. Let's go take a look at some other stuff. So my little coneflower block is kind of reaching the end of its flowering cycle. Pretty soon here I'm going to come back in here and capture all these for seed. And I'm going to start some new purple coneflower blocks next year. Or maybe even this year. But probably not till next year. And the corn blocks are really taking off nice. The buckwheat is up. Everything had a foliar feed Tuesday night. This is Thursday around noontime. And boy, you can really see the growth response already. That new green third leaf shooting out. It's amazing how fast buckwheat germinates and fills into a plot. I'm probably still going to have to come back in here and do a weeding in the row right next to the corn, just to knock out that last little bit of amaranth that came up with the corn. But that shouldn't be a big deal. It shouldn't take long. And the corn has the advantage now. I'll have to look in my log and see how long it was. I think it was like maybe 2 weeks, maybe as much as 3 that I planted the buckwheat behind the corn. I think that's about the appropriate timing. And actually this was planted, this other curve block was planted even sooner after corn, and that might even be more appropriate timing, but we'll see as the buckwheat comes in behind the corn whether it ends up being competition for the corn. I hope not. I doubt it, but we'll see. I did plant sunflowers in here also. They're hard to spot in amongst all the buckwheat, but I spotted them here last night. Yeah, here they are. There's one, there's one, there's one. So there's a row of those here. And then on the end of each of these rows, there's one. Some came up, some didn't. That's alright. Anyway, the corn is taken off. The buckwheat's taken off. This last planting of corn is starting to take off well. Looking good. Came in here last night after the rain while it wasn't dusty and did some mowing. Really nice not to be covered in dust while you're mowing. And then these squash are all taken off. These are delicata squash, putting on their first true leaf set. They were included in that foliar feed. It was nice to see them taken off. And then this is the first plantings of corn, and they're sizing right up and taking off. And the cover crop buckwheat's coming in underneath them. Sunflowers are starting to get some size. Looks like the Japanese beetles are chewing on them a bit, but they seem to be hanging in there okay. Anyway, just thought I'd get a clip of this. It's looking good. Alright, I think that's it for now. Just a quick update. Thanks for watching the Pharmacy Seeds Network.